fellow that I'm about to bring on stage. Did any of you guys go to the Badger Bowl party last night? Did anybody tear it up at the Badger Bowl? Okay. How'd you do? How was your bowling skills?
I didn't bowl. I was just there to drink.
Just there to drink. That is a sport in of itself. All right. Well, folks, you should know the routine by now. You're con veterans now. So we've got the microphone right here in the middle of the stage. Hop up there. This is going to be your time to ask questions. I would kindly say keep it to one question per person so we can get through as many questions as possible and keep it nice, short, and simple. And don't get too weird on me, Madison. And also break out those cell phones, those tablets, take pictures, tweet, use hashtag #ConLife. And make your friends at home a wee bit jealous that they are not here. So, or a lot bit jealous, the opposite of we, a lot. So, before I bring this guy out, I don't know. I watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and my question is he a good guy doing bad things, or is he a bad guy doing occasionally good things? I don't know. We're going to get to the heart of that. But Wizard World Madison, this gentleman, you know him as Agent, or former Agent, Grant Ward, Agent of Hydra, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Please put your hands together for Mr. Brett Dalton! This is now going to be the Hydra recruitment session, right? You're all part of Hydra now. He's going to give you the HR rundown.
We have some openings.
Yeah. So actually, I mean, to get started, you know, that question that I asked with the intro, I'm sure that as an actor you have to approach the character as a good guy, because people don't normally think of themselves as bad people. It's really bright, isn't it?
Well, it's not only really bright, but the microphone isn't working.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it's not only really bright, this is the weirdest set I think I've ever done.
Well, we're going to do
some and rave.
Yeah. Like some live action Donkey Kong or something after the panel. Stick around, it's going to be exciting.
Some industrial techno music is about to blast. It's perfect.
But although I do think like a crazy Hydra rave, that would be the music they'd be playing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Level 7. And it's the S.H.I.E.L.D. logo upside down with the eagle with X'd out eyes. It's beautiful.
Tonight we party. Hail! Everybody ready to hail! Hail the Hydra!
This is gonna catch on. This is so
Can you pitch this to the Whedons and Jeff Lowe?
Absolutely. Who's recording on this?
Yes.
Just post it. Somebody will find it. This is happening.
I'll post it.
But yeah, okay, so you have to approach a character as like, people don't think that they're a bad guy probably, so you have to think of him as a good guy, but overall, on the outside looking in, do you look at him as a good guy doing bad things or a bad guy doing good things?
I see him as a good guy. I see him as someone who's had a very troubled childhood. Do you hear the echo? It's pretty awesome.
It's a good echo, yeah. It's pretty nice! Hello, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Exactly. In this corner.
Yeah, in this corner. Weighing in.
That's a nice one. You got a nice. I see him as a good guy. I think he's had a really troubled childhood. You know, he hitched his horse to maybe a questionable fellow named Agent Garrett, who opened some doors for him and provided a way out of his really messed up. And this guy's had a terrible childhood. You know, his parents. His relationship with his brother, all of this stuff, and so somebody comes along and offers a way out, and he decides to take it, and that has some pretty weird consequences, obviously. But the whole thing is once he dies in season 1, I'm left with the question of what do I do now? Mm-hmm. Who am I when somebody's not ordering me? And that's what season 2 has been about. Who am I exactly? I've done all these things. I followed someone blindly down this road. And now I'm in jail, and I have to wrestle with my demons by myself in a place that has a hidden toilet.
Yeah. I hope so.
I know. Because those are padded walls and they're kind of fabric-y.
Yeah.
So,
Is that Patton Oswalt's job to go in and like pop up like?
Or one of his brothers.
One of the DVD extra.
So he's had to wrestle with a lot of his demons and stuff, and that's where he's at in season 2, and he comes up at the end of that, keeping his promise to Skye, and I do, and then she promptly shoots me in the chest 3 times. So thanks, Skye. Thanks.
Are you gonna forgive her?
Nah, no forgiveness. When the show comes back on March 3rd, I know there's so much you cannot say, but will we learn a little bit more about Ward's motivations, some of the things that are happening in his head, what makes him tick a little bit more?
Yes.
And that's as much of a teaser as we could probably get. Yes. Yes, sir. Hi.
Hi. One of my questions is for the
Who is
mid-season
speaking?
finale.
Hello.
Hi. When we know that Grant has a deep obsession with Skye, obviously, but after she shoots you, is that going to change Grant's outview? Is he going to be like, maybe she isn't that interested in me after all?
She's just not that into you.
Yeah, boy, I think that might change some things. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to just tear down the mural and the poster in my room.
It's not me. It's totally you. Like it's all you.
Yeah, I think that might change things a bit. I mean, that's what this first half of season 2 has been about. Keeping this promise to Skye and really making good on that. And then she seems to have answered the question of, is this really going to happen? With some lead instead of with some love. So anyway, I think that would absolutely change things. I think what you'll see in the next half of the season is perhaps another chapter for Grant Ward.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Hi there.
Hi. If you could pick the Avenger that would be a special guest on the show, who would you pick?
Oh, well, RDJ has already expressed interest in being on the show. Yeah, let's hear it for him. I mean, pretty darn cool. And I can grow a beard. And I can shave it in the same way. That's just me personally. I'm going to do that if he's on set. I will do that.
But that beard takes a lot of time.
Yes, it does.
Sculpting there. He has a beard guy. And look, I'm envious of that beard. It's a fine beard, but
Part of being in the jail is you have a barber come in once a week and make sure that everything is trimmed just right. Appearances are important. What Robert Downey Jr. I would love him. I think he's amazing, and I wish I were him in another life.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Was there at all any hesitation? Obviously, during the first season, a lot of us didn't know exactly how it would tie into the sort of Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yes. The MCU.
Yeah, MCU, RDJ. Was there any hesitation as a performer, though, when you kind of saw this down the line? Because it worked out really well, and especially the Captain America tie-in, it was just unheard of, was amazing. It was a really cool move for television, but it could have gone in another direction. Personally, before this happened, were you a little bit concerned that maybe they were hitching the horse too much to a movie project or anything?
Well, yeah, that's a good point. We actually did get an advanced screening of the movie, which was really cool. To see a movie with visual effects, like essentially Post-its, kind of like, not fully rendered, like visual effects stuff, which is kind of interesting. A lot of gray models, that will later be painted in. And so it was cool, but we were watching and they didn't really tell us anything other than, yeah, this movie's gonna really affect our show, so we should probably watch it. And obviously the writers have seen it, they're completely aware of all this stuff, but they're like, you guys as actors should probably have a look. So we're like, okay, cool, awesome, let's see this thing. And then halfway through the movie, we're just like, what the? We work for this organization. Our TV show is called Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. What are we gonna do now? And then it explodes and then it all goes into the water. Okay, now it's permanent.
They literally just blew us up.
Yeah, and we're only halfway through the season. How is this gonna affect our show? So obviously it really did. We had no idea. We just had to kind of, trust that they knew what they were doing, because clearly this, it changes some things. And so, yeah, thankfully it happened for the better. I think it helped our show, in a way, find itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yes, sir.
My question is, as an actor, how far ahead, you got this really great deal to be on S.H.I.E.L.D. How far ahead did they let you know what was going to happen to you? Because you're such a nice guy.
That's just what he wants you to do.
You're such a nice guy.
Thank you. Where do I send the check again?
So, how far ahead did you know that they were going to have you do this turnaround? Or are you that great an actor?
Again, you just let me know the address.
I think you got to add another 0 on that now.
Okay. Well, I would love to say they told me from the very beginning, and being a good S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, I was able to keep a secret for that long. I did read somewhere, I think it was Wikipedia or something like that, it was like, Brett Dalton was told from the very beginning that he was a secret agent, so he could subtly play this in every scene. Would that were true. That would be awesome, and I would be patting myself on the back. No, they let me know the episode before. Wow. So, yeah, and then, but now people, to answer a question you didn't ask, people who have rewatched season 1 have said that there are some like little breadcrumbs along the way, or little things that they see like, oh, that kind of hint at all of that. Again, I wish I could take more credit, but I think that that's probably the writers setting up things that, on second viewing might be a little bit more leaning towards that. So let's hear it from the writers.
Did they tell you it was going to be permanent? Because as a viewer, I thought it was a great change, but immediately followed by this fear that it would be a wake up from a dream or amnesia or something like that.
Right, no, yeah, I completely agree with that. I hoped they weren't going to do that too. They didn't let me know. It was a big change, and I was just hoping, along with the fandom that I was reading on Twitter, like, oh, don't zip this thing up too fast. Don't rush a redemption arc in there. Just let him be a bad guy. We like him like this. And so they listened, and now you see. Well, I don't know if they listened. They probably had this idea in their head the whole time. And then you'll see in season 2, like, this guy's a real wild card now. You don't know what he's going to do. And I think that's important in a show too. You got your good guys, and you got your bad guys, and then you got somebody in the middle who's just on his own agenda, and he's about to mess some stuff up. So.
Well, Captain America, or Casual Friday Captain America, hi, thanks for joining us.
So, yeah, my question, what I was wondering, like, if you had known from the start that you were going to be billed as this character who no one really knows, are you a good guy or a bad guy, would that have changed your opinion of the character, how you acted as him in any way?
I would have asked for more money. I love who this guy is. I love where he's at. I love who they have allowed him to be. So, yeah. Does that answer? Yeah!
Hi.
She knows. Hi, sweetie.
Yes, sir.
Hi.
Oh, hello.
Wow.
He's ready for the rave, dude. About to come to high ground.
I just gotta tell you really quick, my mom has this crush on you, which every time she watches the show, she's like, oh, there he is, there he is.
How does that make you feel?
I thought you said this wasn't going to get weird.
I warned them. Okay.
Alright, real question. So at the end of the finale there, we saw Rain on Sky get their powers, or beginning to get their powers, and I just wanted to know if you were bitter at all that you didn't get powers, and it doesn't look like you're going to get powers. And if you did get them, what would you want them to be?
Thanks for bringing that up. Glad you asked. I don't know. Talking about personally, what powers would I like?
Yeah,
Or what powers would be cool for the character Grant Ward?
whatever you think, I guess.
Oh,
yeah.
Boom! Was I a little jealous? Perhaps. But I do have the power to grow hair really fast. So don't forget about that.
I think, well, there is an Inhuman, by the way, where her whole power is controlling her hair. So who knows? We can tie that in.
Yes. You've answered my question. Personally, I would like the power to time travel. I think that'd be really, really cool. Just to observe stuff, because, you know, any of these movies, if any time traveling movie has taught us anything, you don't touch anything there. Don't step on a twig. Don't break the twig. Nothing. Pick anything. So I would just like hold like a statue and just watch some cool stuff happen.
Yeah.
And pretend like nobody knows. Like, who is that guy with the statue? I don't know. He's been here for a couple minutes. He'll probably disappear. Crazy. And maybe people write about it in history. I don't know. That would be changing history. So no, I can't even.
Yeah, you would end up in the background of like the Charlie Chaplin movie with the cell phone. That thing, yeah.
What in the world?
Or maybe that was you.
There's a guy talking in his hand. It's so weird. Yes. Yeah, I don't know. And then the superpower for the Grant Ward, I don't know. He seems pretty good at manipulating people, so maybe he's already got that in the bag. I don't know. Yes, to make someone love me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've had like 20 different questions go throughout my head just now, but I think what I really would like to know is the characters had to pull out a lot of emotion with his history. Was that hard for you to do, or can you talk about that a little bit, about, you know, how you know, his past with his brother?
Yeah. That's a loaded question. Yeah, there's a lot. I loved working with Tim DeKay. You know, we didn't speak a lot. We were at the same read through, and then the next time I saw him, we were on set together. You know, when I was pushing him around and you know, putting his head in wells and you know, that kind of stuff, and talking about our mother and who she loved more and whatever. It was a lot, but we both just sort of jumped right in. So he's got really complicated past, and I just think that makes the character much more complex. You think about where this guy started, and he was just, you know, a guy with a whole bunch of skills, but no people skills, and, you know, kind of had this crush that he wouldn't admit to the crush about Sky, before Sky. You can put the right prepositions in and make that sentence make sense. And so, yeah, I mean, you see this guy who you weren't really sure what his motivations were, and now you see all of this stuff underneath it. And so what you were seeing in the beginning is kind of a mask, and now we get to see what's behind the mask. I don't know why I did that. It was good though. It seemed appropriate.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be a meme. So
Yeah.
It's just not gonna.
It's like, you're welcome, internet.
Yeah, just wait till you see the video.
Yeah. That was a
Shield agent. I'm shield agent.
This kid is like, no more shenanigans. I got a question to ask. Yes, sir.
I have 2 questions.
Okay.
First question, who is your favorite of the characters in the show, other than Sky?
That's picking like my favorite babies, you know? That's my favorite family member. I don't know. I am in real life really close to Ian. He's one of my best friends. So yeah, I really love him. And I love the fact that he never does these things. He's not on Twitter. I mean, he's just his own thing. And on the red carpet, he's always just like this. I just love him. I think that he's the coolest guy in the world. He's just very much himself. Yeah.
The second question was, which one of the actors is your favorite?
You're making this really awkward for this guy on stage.
My last question, where's the Hydra?
Okay, I'm gonna cut you off. But what was the question?
Where's the Hydra hideout?
Okay, I'll allow it.
The Hydra hideout. Yes.
I don't know. I think it's in Madison, Wisconsin. Hi there.
Hi. Oops, sorry. Whoever told you that things wouldn't get weird does not know Madison. After all, we pride ourselves on being unusual.
I should have known from the set.
Exactly. So they lied to you.
All right.
That's the whole Wisconsin.
Most of my questions have already been answered, so I have to go back through the one. Sorry,
It's okay. Take your time.
I'm nervous too. Anytime I'm in front of a mic, it's okay.
Now, I have to say the complexity of your character, and then with Sky and the young man who died. Oh shoot, he died in the movies. Somebody please help me. Thank you.
Oh, Colson.
Colson.
He will love you for saying young man.
Yeah.
Now, you had talked about having to see the movie, and with the movie's ties in and the fact that Marvel of S.H.I.E.L.D. plays a role in the Avenger movies, I mean, after all, Nick Fury in the second Avenger, do you expect or hope that they would take the TV show where you can do more with the TV show than you can the movies, and have you maybe come in and do guest stars on the third movie coming out for the Avengers, since since Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. played such a pivotal role in the first 2 movies? And did that question make sense?
What was it again?
Well, he's probably not going to be able to answer if he's showing up in an Avengers movie.
Well, I mean, but is he hoping that, you know, they take the TV shows and help, since the TV shows have been developing from the movies, that they also take into the...
Sure. I get you. Yeah. I mean, I think the idea is with all of these Marvel movies, all of these Marvel franchises, in fact, they all speak to each other. They all are part of this MCU. So Agent Carter will affect or has affected Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the same way that hopefully, you know, everything speaks to each other. It's kind of been, I don't know, a one-way street in that the movies kind of affect our show, but I will say that we are the first ones in the MCU to introduce the word Inhumans. So now we possibly might be affecting the movies. I don't know how any of this is going to go, and I don't think that I'm revealing any secrets, so when Marvel cuts this microphone out, and they will.
You know they're going to kill the moderator first.
Well, that's what I'm hoping, and that's why I'm going to continue to talk. And then I'll go poof, and then I'll just keep talking, and then I'll go down too, and that's when we have the rave. But you know, hopefully, I think the idea is that they all speak to each other and they all sort of influence each other, and that's what's so exciting too. There's these Easter eggs for, you know, these incredible fans that we have who are watching, and who are noticing all of these things and who are as obsessed with these comic books as we are. So, so hopefully the idea is that they all speak to each other. So, you know, it would be cool, I think, I think it's going to become a two-way street. I would certainly hope. With everything, so that they're all, it's like a Venn diagram.
Exactly.
Right? You know?
Well, thank you, and you're fabulous.
Thank you. Now we are swiftly running out of time, so I think this might be our final question, but go for it.
Well, yeah, maybe, or a yes or no question.
We can do a yes, no lightning round.
A, B, C, D, like a multiple choice.
It is a quick question.
All right, go.
You personally, Hydra or Shield?
Hydra.
Hail Hydra. Yes, hi.
Oh, so that wasn't the last?
Yes, no. Let's do yes, no question.
Okay, which type of woman do you think would be better for war? Like the damsel in distress kind, or like the fighting power couple kind?
Yes. That was supposed to be yes or no. I don't know. I would.
The fighting damsel?
Yes. The fighting damsel. The rose with thorns.
Okay. Are we going to see more Skyward coming up? Hopefully.
More Skyward. I don't know. I don't know. I do think this is probably the next chapter for both of us. Sky now has powers, and I have been
You can help her.
shot through the heart, and she's to blame.
Love is a battlefield, guys. Went from poetry to that. But that's okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, really quickly, yes, no.
Did you learn any new skills on set?
Yes.
All right. Yes, no.
First, I do have to say I swore on my left hand that I would say Shay says hi. And second of all, do you personally ship Sky and Ward?
Yes. And what did you swear on your right hand?
That I get to marry you.
Yeah. Mike, it was fast, good, a little bit weird, but good. But on that note, Madison, you are awesome, and please show your appreciation. Thank you. March 3rd on ABC. Tune in, check it out.